If you've been following my build so far, you will know that it is a Nismo V3 shark nose bumper that I ordered from a company called Vicrez. It's a polyurethane bumper. They pride themselves in their fitment. They actually give you a guarantee of fitment. If you get a product from them and you try to put it on your car and for whatever reason it just doesn't fit or there's something wrong with it, they guarantee it. So that was yet another reason why I chose to go with Vicrez, because if for some reason I took my bumper and tried to put it on here and it just wasn't working out, I knew that I could fall back on that guarantee and they would take right good care of me. So we can now move on to the actual prep, to prep this for paint, both of these pieces here. So what I've already done is I already rinsed both of the pieces off. I took it out front and I hit them with the garden hose, just flushed them out with water. I got as much of that rubber residue, that mold residue that's sitting on the surface, I got all that off of there. And then I actually went over and used a car wash soap and I washed both of the pieces down, hand washed really, really well. Just a standard car wash. You don't need anything crazy or anything expensive or special. I went over and just washed it really well, front and back on both pieces. Okay. Then I went back in, rinsed all the soap off, then went in and hand dried everything off. You can use air to dry it if you have air. If you have like a compressor or something, that's cool too. But it's now completely dry and I'm ready to go in with the plastic prep spray. And that is this stuff right here, the SEM plastic prep. And so I'm going to go ahead and go in with my shop towels and just do a nice scrubbing down of these with the plastic prep. You got to scrub it down really well, and then you got to wipe all of it off. You got to make sure there's nothing left, and getting into the little cracks and the crevices and everything like that, to really get all that mold release stuff that's in there, to get that to come out. This stuff will really extract it really well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so after having applied the plastic prep, we are now ready to go in for the next step, which is going to be to rinse the whole thing, both pieces down again with water, and then we're actually going to go in with some Ajax, which has, you use Ajax because it has a mild abrasive ingredient in it, and we're also going to use gray 3M Scotch-Brite pads. These are specifically designed for automotive use, so these are kind of about the equivalent of like an 800 grit sandpaper. We're going to go in with the water, give it a nice coating of water on both pieces, and then we're going to add Ajax to it, and then we're going to go over with our Scotch-Brite pads and scuff the whole thing, both pieces, really, really well. You want to make sure at this part that you get into every little crevice, every little nook and cranny, every little area that is going to be visible. You want to absolutely make sure that you get in there and scrub it really well. You want to make sure you're scuffing it up so that the paint will all adhere perfectly well and it won't start peeling at like a corner or anything like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spray them down with water, and then add some Ajax, and then start scuffing. Alright, so we got both the pieces now scrubbed down thoroughly with the water, the gray Scotch-Brite pad, and the Ajax. And so I made sure to get every little crease, every little body line, every little piece, and scrubbed it thoroughly. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and rinse this back off again with water, and then wipe it all dry and make sure it's all nice and dull. If there's any shiny spots, you want to go back in and scuff it up more. If everything looks dull, even all the little creases and everything like that, you should be good to go for your flex primer and all that, and the painting, which is what the body shop is going to do for me. So this is going to be the final step for me, rinsing it off, drying it, and just doing a check to make sure everything looks nice and dull and ready for paint. Alright, so we have just finished the Ajax procedure, and we went ahead and rinsed it all off with water again, and then dried everything off completely, and it's looking nice and dull and scuffed up. You can see that there's no really shiny spots. The wing as well, it's nice and dull finish, nice and scuffed up, you can see. And that's a good indicator that you are ready for paint at this point. So again, I went in and just rinsed it off first of all, did the car wash over it, scrubbed it all down really good with the soap and water, then I dried all that completely, then went in with the SEM plastic prep over there, that stuff, and then wiped all that off completely. Then I rinsed it again, and I went in with the Ajax with the gray Scotch-Brite pad, scrub that all down really well, rinse it off again, and then dry it again. So a pretty complicated procedure. It's not hard to do, it just takes a little while. And so at this point we are ready for paint on these two pieces, and I have been waiting long enough. I am very ready to get paint on these pieces and get them on the car. Super excited. They're going in 2 days from now for paint. Finally, I'm going to be able to put these on the car and show you guys. Alright, that's it for this one. If this helps you guys, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Anytime you got a plastic bumper like this or a plastic piece, make sure you prep it properly. Don't just go spray painting it or whatever. You got to prep it properly or it's not going to work at all, because these pieces come out of a mold, and in order for them to come out of a mold, they got to be coated with a release agent, and the release agent does not get along with paint whatsoever. So make sure you properly prep it before either you paint it yourself or send it to a paint company. Look at that. I'm still going to do a full video just on the bumper and the wing once it's all completely tied down and everything, but man, here's the hood closed and everything with it. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Unbelievable. Looking so clean, especially with the car a little lower now. I mean, this is I don't know about you guys, but this is exactly what I was going for.